Tonight on CTV News at 11:30, a committee under a microscope.
We wanted it to focus on municipal issues that were impacted by the health crisis.
Two North Bay councillors are divided over its effectiveness. Plus, a roadmap for the future.
The message I really wanted to give to the community was that, this is the time to be thinking big.
The mayor of Timmins highlighted several key projects in the works. And Sudbury students trade their sneakers for sliders.
Thought this was really fun, and I liked the sport. It was really interesting.
More about the program that introduces youth to curling.
CTV News at 11:30 with Ian Campbell and Rick Wyman with weather.
Good evening. Thanks for joining us. Ian is off tonight. A weapons complaint yesterday near Timmins ended with the arrest of a 20-year-old man. The Crawford Street area in South Porcupine was closed until 11:30 last night as police investigated the complaint. Officers received a call about an assault involving a weapon. They executed a search warrant at the home and arrested the man and seized a pair of pellet guns. He faces numerous charges. Two city councillors in North Bay are squabbling over the mandate and effectiveness of a committee. CTV's Eric Tashner talked to both of them.
Tanya Vraybosch is not holding back on how she feels about the City of North Bay's Community Safety and Wellbeing Committee.
Well, it is a joke, I think.
Vraybosch sits on the committee. At first, she says discussions were spirited and insightful, but the scope of the group has quickly narrowed.
They're doing the sunrise ceremony, they're doing the powwows, they're doing something else with the Planet Youth, but they're not looking at the broader picture. We didn't want it to just focus on housing and homelessness. We wanted it to focus on municipal issues that were impacted by the health crisis.
An advisory group established in 2022, 16 community leaders from agencies like the Police Force, Health Unit, CMHA, city councillors, and other organizations would agree to meet quarterly and discuss safety and other well-being issues in the city. Vraybosch says the committee's intent was to gather as much information as possible and present one package to the province to highlight the overall cost when dealing with social disorder.
We keep saying it's the number one priority, and we pat ourselves on the back saying that don't worry, we've increased the police services budget and we're doing these things on the side, but what are we really doing?
Committee chairperson and fellow city councillor Gary Gardner says the last meeting was in June 2025 to approve a revised version of the well-being plan. He's defending the work that is taking place behind the scenes.
Now we have security, we have outreach. Now it's a permanent fixture. We have the police foot patrols downtown. We don't need another meeting to discuss whether we need more security.
We have a chair right now that says that there's nothing on the agenda. There's lots to talk about, and for those of us that want to have those conversations, maybe that person needs to step down and give the chair up to somebody else.
You can have me resign, doesn't matter. The committee has done its job.
Vraybosch is now requesting a survey where residents can express their own safety concerns. Just last year, a community safety and well-being survey found just under 80% of respondents at one point felt unsafe in the city. Eric Tashner, CTV News, North Bay.
Police in North Bay are looking for a suspect after a snowmobile was stolen from the Seymour Street area Sunday around 2 a.m. Police released this video of the suspect, who is described as having a medium build. He was wearing a black jacket with a white logo to the left of the zipper and carrying a red backpack with a large white logo on it. The suspect was last seen traveling on Seymour Street toward the Highway 1117 intersection. The snowmobile is an orange Arctic Cat Riot with blue accents and Ontario plates. Anyone with information is asked to contact police or Crime Stoppers. The Timmins Chamber of Commerce hosted its annual Mayor's State of the City luncheon today. Michelle Boileau says it's time for everyone to think big. Details from CTV's Lydia Chubak.
Timmins Mayor Michelle Boileau addressed the local business community at the Chamber's annual Mayor's State of the City. And this year, she suggested it's time to set sights higher.
The message I really wanted to give to the community was that, this is the time to be thinking big. There are so many different stars that are aligning for us. And so the city's ready to start doing that. We have big plans, but we're going to need the help of the community to really be able to achieve them.
Boileau shared some of the key projects underway in the city, such as the Melrose Heights subdivision that will offer 241 residential lots and the construction of a new water tower in the city's east end. With all the city wants to accomplish, Boileau says the city doesn't have the capacity to do all the work on its own.
We're going to need to rely on our contractors, on our suppliers. Everyone's very busy, and so it's almost even a little heads up that, we're going to have work for all of you. This might be time to start thinking about growing, about expanding operations.
The Timmins Chamber of Commerce says an opportunity like the Mayor's State of the City gives the business community some perspective.
As you're going through your day-to-day, sometimes you're not always in the discussions as to what the priorities are for the municipality. I think this is a good time to be able to hear those, hear where the focus is, hear where the municipality is going and putting its efforts, and how as a community we're going to grow. And we heard today we need to walk as one, and I think more than ever we need to support each other through this growth.
The mayor's speech focused on the city's strengths and progress, with little mention of any challenges it's facing. The next municipal election is just 8 months away. Lydia Chubak, CTV News, Timmins.
At last night's Timmins City Council meeting, a resolution was passed asking the mayor to reduce the overall increase before tax bills are issued. Councillor Steve Black says now that the municipal budget process has finished, taxpayers are looking at a 4.95% increase. After a 5-2 vote, with 2 councillors absent, council requested the mayor bring forward an amendment to utilize up to $1 million from a reserve fund to reduce the annual tax levy to below 4%.
And understanding that obviously we've been through the amendment and the veto process, my request is that we don't target the items that were added through the amendment process and look at other items in the budget or using reserves to offset that increase.
I do intend to work with our CEO, work with our treasurer, and be able to, kind of just fine-tune the numbers a little bit, sharpen the pencils before we do issue the final tax levy.
The mayor says the final tax levy will be issued at either the next council meeting or in March. The Swagamok Native Friendship Center in Sudbury made a donation recently to help homeless people keep warm. CTV's Alana Everson has that story.
These insulated ice huts dot Energy Court. They were recently donated to people living outdoors in the Energy Court encampment.
Our people are cold. They're suffering out there on the street, and there's quite a large number of Indigenous population there in the encampment, as well as non-Indigenous. But overall, it's homeless, right? The homeless is who we did it for.
Sarah is her street name, and she is living in one of the huts with her boyfriend. She says the insulated ice hut makes a big difference for warmth.
The cold's bad here, so yeah. You would sleep out here, fall asleep out here on your own. You're gonna, with no blankets, even with blankets. The likelihood of you waking up is very slim. You warm it up for 5 minutes and it's good for hours. It's good. Keeps us warm for sure.
The Swagamok Indigenous Friendship Center has been helping the homeless for over 30 years. The latest initiative to distribute insulated ice huts was done with funding through Reaching Home dollars.
For us, we didn't necessarily need the spotlight, the limelight, right? Because it's all about the homeless. So we didn't want to take away from that. We don't want to take away from that.
Some of the people living in the ice huts tell us they call themselves fellow otters of the Pro Lodge Club and say they are extremely grateful for the donation.
When I saw the tents and they were really beat up and flimsy, right? And I just couldn't help, but we have to do something. So that was the only thing we can come up with. It's a temporary measure, mind you, but it was something we could do immediately.
Officials with the Swagamok Indigenous Friendship Center say they hope the temporary measure helps keep people warm until they get a place to call home. Alana Everson, CTV News, Sudbury.
Glencore has been fined $120,000 after a worker was critically injured at the Nickel Rim South mine in October 2023. The Ministry of Labour says the crew was using a scissor truck with a missing safety pin and working over uncleared ground. Despite the damaged railing and uneven terrain, work continued until a worker fell from the vehicle. Glencore pleaded guilty to failing to take reasonable safety precautions. It's time now for a short break here on CTV News. Coming up, we'll have your full weather forecast. But for now, a look at the current conditions around the region. So we've got mostly cloudy skies out there, some light snow falling into Miscoming Shores and Timmins, -11 in Chapleau. A lot colder out there with the wind chill, mind you. Your full forecast is coming up next.
Oh, that four-letter word is back in the forecast. We've got some snow in northeastern Ontario approaching by tomorrow. Let's have a look. Forecast radar. This is what it's going to look like by about supper time tomorrow at around 6 and continuing over the course of the day. So some flurry activity, periods of snow. And again, we'll get another dose coming up a little bit later on. And then it's going to get cold. Meanwhile, let's have a look at some of the temperatures now. Sudbury Nickel Belt, wind chill wake up tomorrow morning -23, periods of snow. Friday -5, -17, sunny and cold on Saturday. Sunday, we've got the chance of snow at -11 and -7 for a couple of days, Monday and Tuesday with some sun and cloud. Meanwhile, in the Sioux and Algoma, a few centimeters of snow tomorrow, wind chill -15 when you wake up. Chance of snow on Friday -4, then it cools down to -14 Saturday with loads of sunshine. Sunday, chance of snow, more of the same on Monday and Tuesday. Your temperatures, well, -7's not bad for Sunday, then -4 Monday and Tuesday. How about Timmins, Cochrane, Kapuskasing, -27 tomorrow morning. Periods of snow on Friday, -8, -19 Saturday with loads of sunshine but cold. Sunday, chance of snow, more of the same on Monday, -12, -10, then warming up to -8 by next Tuesday with some sun and cloud. How about Temiskaming Shores and Kirkland Lake, -16 when you wake up tomorrow morning. Periods of snow Friday, -6, -18 Saturday with the sunshine. Sunday, chance of snow, more of the same on Monday, -12, -8, and a -7. How about that for Tuesday with sun and cloud? Then there's North Bay and West Nipissing. -26 when you wake up with the wind chill tomorrow morning. Friday, periods of snow, -5, then -18 Saturday with the sunshine. Sunday, chance of snow, -12, warming up to -8 on Monday. Chance of snow, even better on Tuesday, sun and cloud, and -7. So normally, you're bang on for your temperature at this time of the year, at least in North Bay and West Nipissing. Other areas, not so fortunate. So take a look at your forecast. We've got periods of snow. We've got some sunshine, colder weather, then back to the chance of snow and some warmer temperatures. So Amanda, get ready for a variation of winter weather as we know it in early February coming up in the next couple of days. Back to you.
Thanks for that, Rick. Northeastern OPP officers are getting special winter training this week. Officers are participating in snowmobile training in preparation for Snowmobile Safety Week. Police got a chance to learn navigation and operation techniques along with winter survival. Motorized Snowmobile Safety Week runs from February 9th to 16th. Every Wednesday, we sit down with a mayor in our region. CTV's Ian Campbell spoke with the mayor of West Nipissing.
Let's start by one of the big news. The big news, I think, that was something for your community and for you as mayor to celebrate water. Yes. There's some major water infrastructure coming to Verner. We talked a little bit about it on air, but there's going to be a new water source. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so we were fortunate to receive word that we've received just over $18 million in a funding commitment from the provincial government under the Health and Safety Water Infrastructure Stream. And it's to address the ongoing water issues in Verner. I know it's been on the news in your channel and all across the media. It's been a problem in the community since about 2018, 2019. But without, simple or inexpensive solutions, it's been one that's been very difficult for us to deal with. And all along we've said unless there's support from other levels of government, it just wasn't going to be feasible. So having the $18 million in funding announced really makes a difference. It's going to be about 70 75% of the project costs are covered, and it is to extend a pipeline from our main Sturgeon Falls water treatment plant through to Verner, replacing the aging infrastructure of the Verner water treatment plant that gathers its water from the VUV. So it's a huge project. It's just over 16 kilometers of pipeline going from where our line ends in Cache Bay currently through to Verner, and it will supply the approximately 330 households that are on the Verner water system with water directly from the Sturgeon.
Finally, I know a lot is being said right now about a tragedy in your community specifically right now, and it's under investigation, so I don't want to have you speak to it specifically. But in terms of this, I mean, is there anything you want to say to the community? Because I know the community right now is grieving.
Yeah, you know, the fatal car accident from about a week and a half ago is absolutely devastating to the community. There's been multiple impacts. And, you know, it's heartbreaking for families and friends and loved ones when something so big happens within the community, especially when, you know, the people involved are so young as well. So, you know, my heart just goes out to all of the families and friends that are dealing with various aspects of the tragedy, including the family of the Sudbury woman who was killed. And, you know, it just really is, it is heartbreaking for an entire community. And in a small place like West Nipissing, we're all so interconnected. Everybody knows somebody. You know, who knows somebody who's been touched by this.
The full interview is available on our website, ctvnewsnorthernontario.ca. There's a growing need for plasma donations across the country, and the Sudbury branch of Canadian Blood Services is helping meet that demand. More from CTV's Angela Gemmell.
I was curious.
Steve Sullivan prepares for his 188th plasma donation. He's been donating blood and blood products regularly for the past 30 years.
It's about an hour and a quarter of your time, and it's worth it. You can help somebody out.
Plasma donations are similar to giving blood. In fact, plasma makes up about 50% of blood. This machine separates it from other blood products. The red and white blood cells and platelets are returned to the donor, while the plasma is collected into a bottle.
And it's actually sent off and manufactured into medications to treat people, you know, with different blood cancers potentially, or, you know, some neurological diseases. A lot of compromised people need plasma proteins to just help them. It's almost like a plasma, or like an immunity superpower.
According to Rose, there is an urgent need for more plasma donors.
So we're just discovering new uses for it. I think is probably the biggest driver, I would imagine, for the need going up. The need in Canada, I think, is going up because we currently only collect about 30% of the plasma needed to make the medications to supply demand.
Canadian Blood Services says first-time donors should give themselves an hour and a half for the process, while regulars like Steve might only take 25 to 45 minutes from start to finish.
I just know it helps people out, and I enjoy it. The people here are very nice. Yeah, I get upset if I can't. I really do enjoy doing this. It's just fun.
Staff at the Canadian Blood Services in Sudbury say they have 8 appointments per hour Monday through Saturday. But to meet demand, those will increase to 12 per hour starting next week. Angela Gemmell, CTV News, Sudbury.
With the average cost of a new vehicle about $65,000, if you're buying one, you want to make sure it's built to last. CTV's Pat Foran has details.
Every day, Consumer Reports tests new vehicles at its state-of-the-art facility, measuring everything from safety and performance to fuel efficiency and cargo space. Beyond the test track, its member surveys give exclusive real-world insights into reliability and owner satisfaction from about 380,000 vehicles this year.
The CARS team looks at data from our testing and from member surveys to determine what are the 10 vehicles that stand out most in their class. These are the vehicles that are easy recommendations to make and a great starting point for any car shopper.
SUVs are as popular as ever. This year, the Subaru's Crosstrek and Forester, along with the Toyota Grand Highlander, were all top picks. If you're looking for something more upscale, top luxury SUVs include the Lexus NX and BMW X5.
We also have a couple great sedans on the list with the Honda Civic and Toyota Camry. Both of these performed well in our tests, get terrific fuel economy, and are very reliable.
For drivers who want a truck that's easy to live with, the Ford Maverick is the top choice for best small pickup, and the Ford F-150 makes the list too, the first full-size pickup in years to score high enough to be a top pick. The Tesla Model Y is the top pick for EVs. And for the first time, all 10 of Consumer Reports' 2026 top picks are available as hybrid or EV versions. All of the top picks also come standard with key safety features, including automatic emergency braking and pedestrian detection. Any of these top picks would be a good place to start if you're looking for a new vehicle, as they're considered outstanding in their respective categories. Pat Foran, CTV News.
Only one game in Northern hockey this evening. The Sault Greyhounds were on the road to take on the Saginaw Spirit, and the Sault dominated, taking down the Spirit with a 6-0 sweep. A Sudbury designer and former OHL player recently had the opportunity of a lifetime. He was chosen as the designer of the Great Canadian Jersey. CTV's Lindsay Alick has more.
Cameron Lizotte is coming off the high of creating not one, but 5 patchwork jerseys that bring together pieces from across the country.
It was definitely a fun project, playing around with fabrics, and it was just super cool to see like places from all over Canada, people donating from everywhere, from Gander all the way from the Yukon, Northwest Territories. It was just super cool to like see these teams all come together on one jersey.
From beer leagues to Connor McDavid's minor league jersey, Lizotte says having his Nickel City Suns jersey as part of the project was a must.
It was just really cool and special to like have hockey still be such a big part of my art career as a designer. So it was, for me, the perfect project.
He says the initiative has provided exciting opportunities for the future.
I would hate to name drop yet, but I'm very, very excited about a legend that would like me to work on their memorabilia, which is really cool. Also, there's amazing people around the community that wants custom work.
Lizotte recently opened a studio in Sudbury, which will allow him to offer lessons, alterations, and repairs.
It's difficult to pursue something when you don't see all the results every day, right? But if you just keep at it for years on years, it'll pay off, just like how this project came about. It's just that only happens because I didn't give up on chasing my dreams.
Lizotte says he spent 2 weeks creating the project in Toronto with a team. And while he says he's grateful for the opportunity, Sudbury will always be his home. He says he dreams of one day having a fashion show at Science North. Lindsay Alick, CTV News, Sudbury.
Still ahead tonight on CTV News. Inspiring future curlers. Details next. Finally for us tonight, children's winter sports are dominated by a few well-known activities, but curlers in Sudbury are introducing kids to a new option. That story from CTV's Madison Merrier.
Olympic curling has begun today, and Rocks and Rings is making it their mission to introduce the next Olympian to the sport.
It's really just to introduce the sport to a next generation. Our sport is dying off a bit, and we really want it to get back going as it's such an amazing sport.
There's 20 to 25,000 kids in Sudbury between the age of 5 and 18. And out of that whole group, there's less than 200 that curl in Sudbury. Less than 1%. And so there's a huge opportunity. It's affordable, etc.
About 12 schools in Sudbury will be using the indoor rocks, teaching around 2,000 students how to curl.
The key is to start curling when you're young. That's why we're intent on working with juniors in Sudbury.
Thought this was really fun, and I liked the sport. It was really interesting, and I hope to do it again soon.
The advantage is that it slides and you can get to knock other people, and I love knocking down people from the things.
Rocks and Rings was also working with Tracy Fleury, who has left Sudbury to curl at the Winter Olympic Games in Italy.
I think most people don't know that curling is an Olympic sport. It's not that popular, so when they do hear that even someone from Sudbury is going, it really hits close to home, and it's awesome to see, for sure.
Idlewild, Coppercliff, and Onaping Falls will be opening up their curling clubs free of charge on February 15th for children aged 6 to 12 to try curling on ice. Madison Marier, CTV News, Sudbury.
Awesome shot by Madison there. That takes us to the end of our newscast this Wednesday night. Thanks for watching. Good night.